have you ever found yourself drowning in the invisible weight of expectations, trying to be everything for everyone, especially as a mom? I have.
Oh. Yes, I do occasionally buy biscuits in a pan, as I'm making sourdough bread on one hand, biscuits in a can on the other. Kind of defeats the point of sourdough, doesn't it?
And if I'm honest, the holidays seem to magnify this struggle. I love being a mom. It's one of the greatest joys of my life, but let me tell you, mom guilt, it's real. And it has a way of creeping in when I least expect it. I look around and see all the incredible moms with their talents, traditions, and seemingly endless energy. And in the process of comparison, guilt slithers its way into my heart. Becoming a mother has forced me to embrace routine. I had to because chaos, noise, excess clutter, and children on a disrupted schedule quickly overstimulate my senses. I have a weaker tolerance to noise and chaos than most people. My husband affirms the statement, so thus it must be true. Still, in my desire to try and create memories and traditions for my children, I want to be everything.
I think it's pizza.
You think I'm having pizza for breakfast?
Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy. Is that your favorite breakfast?
Yes!
Oh, stay back. It is hot.
Now, I fully realize the need for a reality check. Actually, my brain completely understands the foolishness of the comparison trap. And I know that making lifelong memories and cultivating family traditions doesn't require elaborate, Instagram-worthy perfection. My head knows full well that children find joy in the smallest of things, yet somehow my heart still wavers at times and gets sucked into a false narrative that gives way to mom guilt.
Is it good?
Who would have ever thought that my hardest battle of motherhood wouldn't be the sleepless nights, but rather the battle that rages within? Now, there are many avenues of mom guilt. I want to just touch on one: our talents and the way we serve our families. So often, maybe even unbeknownst to us, we believe that our value is tied to our performance. This becomes a driving force to try and be Superwoman. So, I'm inviting you into my brain for a minute as I expose the ways the comparison trap gets me. Warning, it gets a little dark before it gets brighter.
Who knew doing the laundry could make me so happy when I don't have to do it all alone? Who knew doing the dishes could lead to some kisses? I think I could do another load. 'Cause when you take an inconvenience and you put a little spin on it, somehow life becomes more adventurous. It's not an easy thing to do, to hold on to this point of view, but I still want to adventure with you.
I'm mush it.
You're mushing it.
Yeah. And my bread.
Before we jump into the narrative in my brain, first, I need to pay some bills.
Okay, do you ever feel like your trash just piles higher and higher over the holidays? We are between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and if you're like me, it just feels like there's so much trash between the decorating and all that clutter and all the packaging and the gifts and just everything. There's a lot of trash. So one solution to help you minimize your waste is to buy your cleaning products from Blue Land, and they are the sponsor of today's video. So if you haven't heard of them before, Blue Land is a company that's on a mission to reduce single-use plastic. Plus, their products are hypoallergenic and sourced from vegan and non-GMO ingredients, so you won't find any harmful ingredients like phosphates, chlorine bleach, parabens, VOCs, ammonia, triclosan, and phthalates. Plus, Blue Land uses no single-use plastic in any component, and their tablet packaging is fully compostable, so you can feel good about any of the products you use from them. Did you know that your typical toilet bowl cleaner is extremely toxic, and it's something that if I have it around in my house, I'm extremely mindful about the dangers that could happen if a little one gets into it. However, if you use Blueland's toilet bowl cleaner tablets, you don't have to worry about that at all because it is safe for use around children and pets. They're so simple to use. You just drop a tablet into the bowl, let it fizz and foam, and then you brush and flush. It's satisfying to watch and it actually works. So one of my favorite products from Blueland is their refillable hand soaps, and I've been using them for quite some time now. The different scents smell amazing and the foaming works great. And I love the glass bottle that they send as your forever bottle. You simply fill it with warm water, drop in the tablet and let it dissolve, and it's ready to go. I love that Blueland makes sustainable living easy and affordable, and you can save even more money by buying refills in bulk or setting up a subscription order. So Blueland is sharing a special offer for my viewers. You can get 15% off your first kit. Just click the link in my description or scan this QR code right here. Thanks again to Blueland for sponsoring this video. Back to the subject of mom guilt. I see the crafty mom with all her daily arts and crafts that inspire creativity in her children, and I want to be that mom. But I literally hate arts and crafts. The mess, the glue, the mounds of supplies, the child that needs help each step of the way, so you end up doing it all yourself. Okay. Yeah, now let it go, please.
I must be selfish. Surely I can push through it and be that mom, because if my children don't grow up with paint on their faces, glue on their hands, and creations hanging on the fridge, they will surely have some underdeveloped brain cells in their adult years. And it's all because of me and my thin nerves. Check mark for mom guilt.
I'm still struggling to learn how to shape this into a perfect loaf. I looked it up on YouTube. I was trying to follow a little bit of how they did it, but I feel like it's still not that great. So if you have any tips for shaping bread into loaves, let me know.
No, okay.
It's not okay.
No, she ate it. No, she ate it.
Then there's the baking mom. Her house smells like cinnamon and sugar. Her kids are happily covered in flour, helping out, and mom, she's unfazed. But baking, it's a tricky one for me. Health issues and dietary preferences mean we don't indulge in sweets often, but aren't sweets the epitome of childhood happiness? Isn't that how a mother shows love to her children? They say a way to a child's heart is through their stomachs, or, well, something like that. So that must mean my children only have a partially filled love tank, because baked goods are a rarity in this house. Another tick in the guilt column.
Quick break for mom fuel, so I have all the energy to get all this stuff cleaned up, because you know the messy bun gets stuff done. I love that tagline.
Did I mention the decor mom? Her house is tastefully done each season, creating a warm and cozy atmosphere. The sights, the textures, the smells, so inviting, so homey. I want to be that mom. But just the thought of trying to ace it gives me anxiety. The energy required to disrupt the routine just to go shopping. Then needing to make decisions from so many options and not being able to visualize ahead of time. Then returning home with a headache. It just isn't my jam. Not to mention that it costs way more than I prefer to spend. And now I have more clutter to find a home for, which circles back to the overstimuli. But even if I were to conquer all that, the energy needed to overthink the placement of said decor is enough for me to need 3 nights of sleep to return to normal. Okay, I'm exaggerating. I do get into decorating spurts and I love the process, but that usually comes like once every 5 years or so. It's the continual changing things up every few weeks that stresses me out. But yet, I want that beautiful cozy house that matches the seasons. For the kids, of course. It's for the kids. More mom guilt. And I didn't even touch on the mom that makes Mickey Mouse pancakes for breakfast, or the mom that knows every ingredient in the food her children eat, and has every healthy potion under the sun stored away for any situation. I'm lucky if I have a first aid kit in the car. I think you get the point. Me wanting to be a collage of strengths pulled from dozens of other women and not only be it all, but be perfect in all. Superwoman. I know it sounds so ridiculous, because it is.
Feels so good to have my kitchen cleaned up, tidied up. I just have to put my little servant to work. Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Clean the kitchen.
Okay, start performing selective room cleaning.
Here's a throwback to when we first got this, and I wasn't realizing this thing could be voice activated, which I have mixed feelings about.
Wash them up.
But anyway, here's a throwback to when I first got this.
I am trying to find you. Stay there and I have found you and will start cleaning. Starting spot cleaning.
Watch what it does. Watch what it does. I'm gonna walk over here. It will turn and face me. Watch. Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Huh?
Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
It turns and faces me wherever I go.
I am trying to find you. Stay there and wait a moment. I have found you and will start cleaning immediately. You can step aside for a moment.
I am not sure how comfortable I feel with this whole robot situation. It knows where I'm at. I'm gonna get all the way behind it. Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
I got you.
Anyway, so I just figured out this feature, and it was just creeping me out that as soon as I say its name and I turn, it'll turn and face me every time like a little dog waiting to be told what to do its next trick.
Voice command.
What do you want to do?
Play hide and seek.
You think it'll understand? Okay, say it again. Hello, Rocky.
Hello, Rocky. You want to play hide and seek?
I cannot understand this command. Please open the app.
I told you, it only understands certain things. It doesn't know how to play hide and seek.
Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Sweep here.
The current state does not support this operation.
You're lazy and you don't work.
Watch, I'll come over here. Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Hey, can I do that hide thing? Can I hide from it? Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
You have to go somewhere where it can't see you. Now, quick, say it.
Clean here.
I am trying to find you.
No, listen.
Are you hiding?
Go to dock.
Can I say it?
Dock.
Get back to your house.
I cannot understand this command.
Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Go to dock.
End the current task and start.
It did listen on him. Maybe she just needed a stern Zan.
Rocky.
So now that I've gotten my little servant, I just don't have to work anymore. Just tell it to go work. I'm kidding. This is our main kitchen, so this is our through area, and it just feels like there's so much traffic, so much dirt. And so Nolan permitted me to invest in a robot. It has spinning mops and it washes itself. It's not perfect, but it does a really good job at just keeping after the dirt. I feel like I had gotten a little bit of a bonus payment and Nolan said I could use that towards this. So was my Christmas gift for the year. The only thing I don't like about it is I still am a little bit conscious about EMF, or is it EMF? Like the radiation that all these appliances give. I need to figure out, maybe I could just turn it off when I'm not using it, but I use it so much. That is the one downside. So, there we go. I'm a first world, spoiled, rotten person.
Look. That is home. More stars. More stars.
This year, after talking with my husband about Christmas traditions he loved as a child, I resolved I will continue with purpose. Do it all. Now, I've already started a few traditions, which I am a fan of. In light of trying to start more family traditions around Christmas, there's two things I've been doing, and it's making it more fun now that there's two older children. Lexi's getting older now that she can enjoy it. This is a Christmas star from afar, and it's a little wooden manger scene, and you set up the manger scene, and then every morning you hide the Christmas star, and the children have to run find it, and then they move the wise men to the star, and then the morning of Christmas, the star goes above the manger, and they move the wise men there. So, kind of a fun little game I like to keep in our tradition. Another tradition where you wrap one book a night starting on December 1st, and then every night the children can open a book. So I set out with enthusiasm. Number 1 on my to-do list, make family memories and traditions. Make happy family memories and traditions. Nolan brought down what decorations I have, and the children dug in with joy. We were off to a great start. As Nolan started with our window candles, which I absolutely love, by the way, and the children and I started with the Advent calendar, things were joyful. The children were having a great time, and my mom guilt was non-existent. We were nailing this tradition thing. Well, for 10 minutes at least. The children soon lost interest, the oldest wandering off to play a game, and the youngest bent on making as big of a mess as possible. Nolan had to head to town for batteries, and as the evening wore on, my nerves began to fray, just a bit. The decorations I thought were nice a few years ago suddenly looked like garbage and cheap knickknacks. My house began to feel like it was closing in on me. The back room, which had mounds of laundry to iron, Legos strewed everywhere, and 100 other things causing chaos, suddenly became a critical issue at this very moment. Everything started to feel dirty, cluttered, claustrophobic. That's when I snapped. You know, the famous mom rage cleaning.
Mom rage cleaning, noun, a sudden, emotionally driven cleaning spree sparked by frustration or overwhelm, often aimed at regaining control or releasing stress.
I was struggling to keep it under control. It was so bad that when Nolan came home, he told me to take a bath because I was scaring him. Yikes. I managed to finish getting the adoring manger scene set up, no feelings of worship in my heart whatsoever, and the rest of the decor somewhat in place. Everything looked ridiculous to me, and I was not loving any of it, except for the greenery on the beam. I did love that. But my overstimulated brain was not about to quiet. The house felt horrible. The back room was chaos, and nothing in my path was safe. My windows were dirty. I hadn't cleaned the house well in a little while. Everything was just off. Oh, and the moms with the always sparkling house? Yeah, somehow I remember them in these moments. So I know for a fact that I have an incredible life. I only have 2 children. There is absolutely no reason for me to be reacting like this. I quite frankly don't know what real chaos looks like.
Hey, you!
I did take that bath, and slowly the tension left. I had to do some introspection. What is driving me? Who am I trying to impress? Why do I allow guilt to come in and self-condemnation to take root? Why do I compare myself so much? And in the comparison game, I start forcing myself to do things that make me tense, stressed out, and before long, trying to manage frayed nerves. All for what? To try to keep up with another woman's talents that are clearly not my own? My focus needed to switch. It needed to switch from comparing to what I am not to what I actually enjoy and am good at. Also, it needed to put into perspective that my mom guilt is coming from the privilege of first world problems. While many parents are worried that they can't provide basic needs, I'm worried about arts and crafts. Well, that helps shift a perspective quickly. Gratitude. Gratitude for everything. And gratitude for my own talents, recognizing them and leaning into them.
I think we'll just stick them under here.
So, a few of my things. I will never be an avid baker in the sweets department, but I have recently mastered sourdough sandwich bread, and my children love helping me make it, and the smells it gives throughout the house are tantalizing. And there's such satisfaction in seeing them enjoy it so much. Plus, it's healthy. One small win at a time. How was school?
Awesome, Lemon Dad.
Here's a slice of homemade bread.
Well, thank you much, ma'am.
Do you love homemade bread?
Double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up. Sounds good. Arts and crafts? Well, that one I'm just going to let go because the mess of that, it's not worth the risk of my brain snapping. My children don't deserve that side of me. However, I'm sure we can safely squeeze 1 or 2 in a year, but that's it. And a cozy home? Does that mean it has to be perfectly clean and tastefully decorated? No, it doesn't. If that is someone's talent and where she finds her outlet, that is incredible and I love that for her. But for me, it can more easily be a stressor, which then defeats the purpose of said cozy home. If mom ain't happy, the house definitely isn't cozy, no matter how beautiful it looks. A cozy home isn't always about things. It's about love, where people love each other, hugs and kisses abound, laughter flows freely, apologies are made for mistakes, and basic needs are met. Home is a safe place. It doesn't matter if your blanket on the couch is dated or if it's matching the current season. None of it really matters if there is love in the home. These things are beautiful touches, but they aren't musts. It doesn't make one a better mom to be perfect in certain areas or less of a mom if you miss the perfection. What matters is that the children feel safe, loved, and accepted. I'm still working at letting all this sink into my heart. I know it to be true. But as a person who loves to do and perform, it's hard to not always have a high standard for yourself. So from here on out, I'll recognize the fact that I prefer the word minimal in all these different areas, and I need to embrace that. Okay, I know my Christmas decor was never anything but minimal to many people. However, to me, it's plenty. And that's okay. Maybe good, even. And honestly, I do enjoy the decorating process. That particular evening was just one of those moments that sometimes hits without rhyme or reason. But on a more positive note, drying oranges was fun, adding a pop of color, and my brain knows that I can throw those away when the season is done. No need to store them away and add to clutter. I love the manger scene, not so much for the looks, but for what it represents. I appreciate the Advent calendar, and as far as Christmas traditions, I love unwrapping a book every night of December and reading a winter-themed story to the children. That's a great tradition. And maybe we won't always be baking or making gingerbread houses, but a highlight of Xander's is a hot chocolate with latte art on top. It fills his little love tank. And a candlelit dinner at Christmas Eve, complete with Christmas presents, is a simple tradition that can create lasting memories. And lest you all jump into the comments saying I'm being too hard on myself and I need a therapist, or the opposite, asking what in the world I actually do, let me just say that, number one, my daily life is quite busy with a school schedule, running our businesses from home, tackling creative work on my computer, managing the house, feeding my family, and keeping them in clean clothes. And number two, I do know that I have my own mom superpower, and that is creating memories through adventures and new projects/ideas. I thrive on our family doing things together that are out of the ordinary. It's like saving up credit card points and planning out an inexpensive 2-week family vacation brings me so much energy and satisfaction. And the life lesson in all this? Many moms likely look at that and feel exhausted and overwhelmed at the thought of lugging children across the world, dealing with the drama, the lack of sleep, the disrupted schedule, just to go on a trip. But for me, it's exhilarating. It's an adventure to tackle and a challenge to overcome. And I know it's so worth it because our family makes such great memories when we can unplug from the routine and explore new places together. It's absolutely crazy, but I came to this castle and I found an original knight here from way back in the Middle Ages. So that's my superpower. Experiences, adventures, dreams, and I need to remember that and lean into it. Remembering that the overwhelm I feel in trying to decorate tastefully for all seasons is another mom's joy and creative outlet that gives her energy. And for her, she might look at me and wish she were more of an adventurous soul, but the thought of trying to pull off a 2-week getaway looks exhausting and anxiety-ridden.
And there we are, unknowingly comparing ourselves to each other, when what we really need is to celebrate the strong points in each other, commend others on their talents, admit that it's not ours, and move on. Let go of the ruthless mom guilt and just lean into our own gifts and shine there. So this evening, as the sun sets, highlighting the handprints on my dirty windows, I'm striving to let go of needing to be it all, do it all. I'm not Superwoman. I have my areas I shine in and areas I don't. The windows are a good example. But tonight, I am creating traditions, homemade bread for my children, eating dinner every evening together as a family, and then unwrapping and reading a Christmas book together on the couch. And also, I'm focusing on the incredible blessing it is to live in a charming old farmhouse that stays warm in the winter and cool in the summer. We have nutritious food to fill our bellies and can go to bed at night without fear. So many around the world cannot say the same. So let's let go of the external pressures and first world ideals and simply focus on what really matters. For me, it means to remind myself that my kids don't need me to be super mom. They need me to be their mom, the one who loves them fiercely, hugs them daily, and creates a safe, happy place for them to grow. So let's let go of the guilt. Let's stop comparing ourselves to curated images of perfection, and let's remember at the heart of every home is love, and that is everything. So this season, I'm choosing to let go of the guilt. I'm choosing to embrace the mom that I am, not the one I think I should be. And maybe, just maybe, that's the greatest gift I can give to my family and myself.
And then just poke it in through there. And then you just pull.